Hey, friends. So, as you're learning to do a podcast, things happen. And we lost half of our recording this week. So, as we were trying to figure out how it actually ended, we realized we don't know how it ended. But Fletcher won. We know that for sure. So enjoy half of this episode, and we'll see you next week.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Distillery District, Toronto, this is Segues Podcast.
Segues Podcast with your hosts, Ryan.
And Fletch.
Yeah, how you doing, Fletch?
Not too bad.
How's your week been?
It's been pretty good. I can't complain too much. The sun's out. It's crazy to me that we are 4 episodes into this. We've been doing this every week.
Yeah.
This is a month. Like, how many podcasts make it a month in? Probably not that many.
Especially because we haven't released anything yet.
Nothing.
So we're doing really well.
Yeah, this is great. If you're listening to this is probably like a month and a half after we recorded it, and hopefully we've continued to go.
Yeah, hopefully there's another episode after this. But no, I think a lot of episodes die on like the idea room, and then but we've actually like really kind of committed.
I've heard from podcast experts, if there are such a thing, that most shows die around episode 10. So the real hallmark, like the testament of your longevity, will be if you can get to episode 10 and if you can get past episode 10. But it makes me wonder, like, what are some of the shows that have died? Like, what ideas do people have that are just like, they had no legs, like they did a pilot, they were like, nobody's going to listen to this.
Totally. Each episode we're going to dissect a different meme, and then, But actually, that sounds pretty good.
I would.
Hold on.
It's a good idea. I don't know if I'd listen to it, but, if somebody said that they did that podcast, I'd be like, that's cool, man. Like, I hope there's, like, at least 20 people out there that want to
You give them a high five, you're like, but I'm not looking to donate.
Yeah, no, I don't want to be a patron. That's okay.
No, I'm good. Thanks for asking, though.
I hope it goes really well.
I think there's definitely podcast experts, because there are meme historians now.
Oh.
So if there's meme historians, there's podcasts.
You really can create your own job on the internet.
Pretty much. I mean, like there's the ceiling there is no ceiling for those new jobs now, because there's just so much. Like, you can make a job out of anything.
Oh, absolutely. One of my favorite things on Twitter is, like, there's this entire corner of Twitter where people just, like, tweet in a stylized way. They'll be like, really intense. Mm-hmm. And they'll be like, I can't believe you've even thought about not thinking.
Whoa.
It's like, that's like, and you take these like really savage, like you're supposed to like take it in and be like, oh my God, like I need to be motivated. And they'll be like, do that. And they all sell courses. They all sell books, right? That's the whole thing is like, start a Twitter account, just like tweet some stuff, and then put it into a book, and then be like, it's $5. Do you want to get your life in order?
It's like a coffee table book.
Do you want to get your life in order? Follow Segues Pod on Twitter and buy our ebook.
Yeah.
We need to write an ebook. Otherwise, this ad's not going to make any sense.
No. Should we do some more ads about our ebook?
Yeah, okay. Are you going to do an ad?
I'll do one. Yeah.
All right.
Realize you left your phone in the other room while you're taking a shit? Keep our ebook on the back of the toilet for something to read instead of the shampoo bottle. Only at Segues.
Oh, man, that would be a good idea if we had an ebook where we just had, like, do you know who Naval is? Have you heard of this guy?
No.
He's, like, blowing up all over Twitter. He's an entrepreneur and tech
How do you spell it?
Like navel.
Oh, like navel, okay.
Like
Maybe I have seen it then.
Yeah.
I don't know why I would recognize navel more than Naval. Like, I'm not sure why my brain associate. Anyway, whatever.
I've seen a lot of navels on the internet, Fletch.
So hashtag navel? Oh, man, that's a dark path. Depending on how deep they are.
Oh. The navel or the path?
The navel.
Ryan's into his Monster Energy drink, his tradition.
Got that right.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, if you could sponsor us, Monster, my favorite is Ultra Paradise, or the new one, Ultra Fiesta. Whatever the hell that flavor is.
What is the flavor of Ultra Fiesta? What are they advertising?
I'm convinced.
Fiesta's not a flavor, Ryan.
It's a party, though. I'm convinced that they're all the same flavor. They just have a different color and a different color can, and we just... Like, it's just association. You see blue, and you're like, oh, this is blue flavor. You see green, oh, this is green flavor, even though they're the exact same flavor.
The green fruit, you know.
Yeah, it's like the Gatorade original flavors. Well, we have lemon lime, we have fruit punch, we have orange, and we have blue. What is blue? It's the only thing that's not a fruit.
Yo, also, like, orange as a drink has been false advertising for years. Like, orange is the name of a color as well as the name of a fruit. And I think if they're like, have an orange drink, you're like, oh, it's like the flavor of the fruit orange, but it's like, no, it's the flavor of the paint.
Yeah, yeah, totally. McDonald's did it first, I think.
Were
Remember
they the ones?
their orange drink?
Dude, my grandparents rolled in one day with like a giant, like 2-kilogram tub of orange drink that they gave to us when I was a kid.
Man.
And we were like, yes, this is awesome. And then as an adult, I've gone back to that memory and I've been like, don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Totally. That just makes me think of like halftime at soccer practice when I was 7. That orange drink. Oh, damn, it was good.
But it doesn't quench your thirst, you know?
No.
You just get sticky.
Yeah, it's like sour. Like all your taste buds are just like you dump salt on a snail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just, they pucker.
Yeah. You know this, but the audience might not know. I grew up playing in a ska band. And
Oh, yeah.
The horns in my ska band used to like try and experiment with different combinations of liquids before shows. I mean, eventually we became of age and it was just beer.
Always,
but
yeah.
up until that point, it was like, okay, let's try like soda. Let's try diet soda. Let's try. And so they got really fixated on like fruit juices, but then they found out that it affected the embouchure of playing into the brass, and I guess it became hard to clean. So
like then when they were spitting into the horns afterwards, it would just get nasty.
You gotta stay fluid and loose.
Yeah.
And if you're drinking McDonald's orange drink, you're just gonna get a bit gummy.
Oh, that's nasty. All your things start sticking.
I guess so. I don't know how these things. I'm a music teacher. I don't know how a trumpet works. Valve.
Valve. The valve. That's it. I just remember playing. Were you? No. Did you ever take instrumental in high school?
I didn't. I wish I did, but I didn't.
Yeah, I took it a couple semesters in McClellan's. I had McClellan for both of.
The master.
Oh man, he was the best. And I played tenor sax, but I remember all the trombones were always in the back row, which is the worst place to put a trombone. First of all, you can't hear shit if you're sitting in front of them, and you're just getting smacked with the stick the whole day.
The slide.
The stick. I'm in the middle of playing my tenor saxophone line on the Lord of the Rings theme. Ba 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 ba. Like super exciting, and I'm getting smacked in the head with the fucking slide every day.
Yeah, actually, when the marching band originated in New Orleans, they put the trombones in the front. So apparently, maybe I told you this already in the several hours of content that we have to cut from every episode.
Totally.
So stop me if you've heard this. But in New Orleans, I guess during the genesis of jazz, there was like a specific order that all the instruments would go in, and of course, I can't remember it off the top of my head when like I'm here on.
We don't
the
expect
clock.
you to. It's
no,
okay.
But the trombones were in the front, and I remember thinking that is like a really good idea because those like. They got the slide. They have a larger wingspan than everyone else does. They're lanky Kong, right?
Yeah. I mean, like it's fun for the ears and the eyes. You know?
It is.
Yeah, it's exciting to watch. You're like, how is that making the noise? Like, I don't understand how the trombone can be in one spot and make one note, and then be in the exact same spot and make a different note. Don't get it.
Yeah. Well, and then you can like blow air faster and it plays a different note. It's like, who figured this out?
I have a couple of ideas. No, I don't know. I don't think there's any correlation between. Never mind. We're not going down that path.
Okay, moving on. I'm afraid.
Yeah, I was just talking. Yeah, no.
The fiesta's really kicking in.
It is kicking in. Actually, I can feel it. I'm feeling the life come back to me. Because I didn't get a coffee this morning because we ran out of Nespresso pods because we're super bougie like that.
Ooh.
It's like the only thing that we like throughout the quarantine. We're like, okay, babe, we gotta like cut the non-essentials. You know, and we're not making our bar money anymore. Right. We're not, you know what I mean. So like, we just gotta like cut out the non-essentials, and then we get to our Nespresso pods, and we're like, I just can't. I can't cut those out.
If I have to grind my own beans and put them into a French press, I'm gonna lose it.
Yeah, well, that sounds pretty good too, though. Actually, but we do like good coffee, but it's just the Nespresso is just so easy, man.
Yeah, it is pretty convenient,
and
especially if you like your like frothies. Like I know they have the presets. I've never owned one, but I know that like when there's one there, I want to try something fancy.
Yeah,
and I know some people are very particular about their coffee. They want to have it like exactly the way. And I guess having it that way through the pod, like it's going to be very consistent.
Yes. Yeah, you get the little crema on top. That's the dream. But yeah, I did try to buy like one of the reusable pods because I know the pods are really bad for the environment.
Sure.
Although you can just drop them off at an espresso store, and they recycle them and they reuse them.
How many brick and mortar and espresso stores are there?
There's 3 in Toronto. There's one in Yorkdale Mall and one in Yorkville.
Whoa.
I don't know where the third one is, but yeah, it's actually pretty easy. Like you just literally I put them in an old grocery bag and I just walk up and go, here you go. And they go, thanks. You can even mail them back to them if you want.
Wow.
So they reuse them. So at least it's a lot better. But I tried to buy one of the reusable ones. Fucking coffee everywhere, man. Like I just put it in, it started spraying everywhere. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
And it was like $50 this thing.
Yeah. Tune in next week on the Nespresso podcast when Ryan and Fletcher figure out if they're going to get to episode 5.
Totally. We're only talking about, most podcasts die after the 10th episode, and we're just sitting over here talking about coffee for 20 minutes. All right, let's move away from coffee.
No, Balzacs. We're in the distillery district. We're looking at Balzacs. Also, like, every French teacher has probably had to deal with the name Balzac. Like,
totally.
Like, that's got to be tough. Like, I remember the first time we had the collective reading. I was in grade 5, and the French teacher had us go, and the kid came to the word Balzac, and they hesitated, and the teacher had to be like, "It's Balzac."
And you're like,
Is it?
Is it though?
Does it have to
Because I'm
be?
hearing Balzac. Yeah, that happens a lot. Like, just because you're a teacher, I mean, you can speak firsthand. Just because you're a teacher doesn't mean you're any less immature than the students you're teaching.
Oh,
like,
dude, no
I'm sure
way.
when you get to like a funny word, like you giggle inside too.
Yeah, you have to keep a straight face.
Yeah.
When I was in grade 7, I had a really great science PE teacher, and she had us reading from the textbook. And so one of my classmates was reading, and we were reading about organisms. And so
I almost spit out my energy drink.
Sorry, we almost had a fiesta all over the microphone. He said, and I quote, "When one orgasm eats another orgasm," and my teacher immediately cracks, and she's fallen off her chair. And at that point, none of us knew what an orgasm was.
Right.
I mean, many of us probably knew what an orgasm was, but it hadn't been spelled out for us to the same
Totally.
extent.
Yeah.
But I
It's
felt
just that thing that helps me go to sleep.
Yeah. I felt bad because the readings were going around, and I was sitting next to this kid,
Right.
and he was like, you know the thing when you have to read and you like quickly look for the spot that you're going to read. So
Oh, yeah,
like,
you
look
count the
for any
paragraphs?
words, and
Yeah.
you're like, okay. And so I heard him reading to himself, and he was like, when an orgasm meets another orgasm. And I was looking at his paragraph, and I was pretty sure it said organism. It was like, if I was to sound it out, like, I'm pretty sure that word was organism.
Totally.
But
those letters don't make those sounds.
but I thought maybe I'm in the wrong. So I'm thinking about it. I'm going, okay, it's probably fine. But then I saw the reaction, and I was totally right.
You were totally right. You could have warned him.
I could have saved him.
Yeah, but you did the right thing for comedy's sake.
Oh, for comedy's sake. Yeah, both for that teacher and for this podcast.
Oh, absolutely. That's great. That's got to be a famous one. I bet you everyone has said the word orgasm instead of organism at least once.
Yeah, that seems
I almost did it just now. And
I can't even tell them apart. I'm not even reading them.
Yeah, and I almost know what an orgasm is.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
I've been told.
It's a lot of learning.
There's some videos you can watch. I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't look it up.
Totally.
It gets weird.
How do you feel? Do you like the distillery district?
I do. The Distillery District is a beautiful place. I understand it's like a very, very popular set. It's like one of the most popular Canadian places to film. I don't know anything about film, people. If you're a film person listening to this, I'm sorry in advance. But I understand that a lot of movies have been filmed here. Like Chicago was done in this district.
No way.
believe
Like
it or
the movie
not.
Chicago?
Yeah.
What?
At least I think somebody. Man, I can't remember who told me this. I thought it was the women's prison scene. I haven't.
Oh, like Pop Six Squish, the whole like the.
I haven't actually seen
With Queen
Chicago.
Latifah?
With Queen Latifah.
Oh.
So apparently that was filmed here, and then the first X-Men. Somebody said that the opening scene where like Magneto's in the concentration camp, like that
No
first
way.
scene that they showed, the one that
Oh.
like kicked off the superhero movie revolution in like 1999,
Where he like bends the gate and everything.
That's the one. Apparently
Oh.
that was done here. Allegedly.
You know what? I kind of recognize it now. Like now it feels like that's totally real.
Definitely. And if you like, you come in the summer. I mean, not this year. This is like a bit strange. Before we came and started taping this episode, we were walking around doing like a brief photo shoot, trying to get some content together. And I am shocked at how few people are in the distillery district.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I feel like it's really only the people that like live in the condos here that just kind of this is just their local where they go to get coffee and do some of their shopping. Because there are no No tourists.
I don't think I've ever seen this place this quiet. Normally, it is absolutely mobbed with tourists. You can't go anywhere without getting in someone else's photo by accident.
Yeah.
All the storefronts are open. It like spills out. You can go to the Mill Street pub and get like a free sample of the beer.
Yeah, you can kind of just walk around too. Like once you're in the gates, especially Christmas market, once you walk in the gates, you can just kind of take your beers everywhere.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to the Christmas market?
Have I? I don't think so. One of my friend Brad, shout out Brad, he's in that building right now.
Hey, Brad.
Brad's been ghosting me on text, so when he listens to this, oh my God, Brad,
hey, Brad.
Put some clothes on.
Jesus, Brad, we've been through this.
Anyway, sometimes I come down this area, and I think I have been through like during Christmas market time, but it gets so mobbed. Funny story, I actually spent one of my summers, the first summer that I was back from China, I was a food tour guide.
Okay.
So I was doing tours, and so I would do tours in this district, was one of the spots. And it was like my boss was really great. Speaking of which, yo, this is COVID. You should support small business. Eating Through TO and New World Wine Tours with Mackenzie, all right? He's amazing. If you want to understand food and wine, that guy deserves this shout out. So, Mackenzie, I'm sorry if nobody's listening to this, but, you know, this is free advertising for you. Support small businesses, folks, all right? Here we go.
Buy local or goodbye local?
Whoa, dude. I'm going to get that tattooed. That seems like something I would say. That is...
I saw it on a poster in Midtown, so I can't totally take credit.
Okay. That's good.
It's still good.
It's a good point. But yeah, no, he was great because he was like, listen, like it's about the food, it's about the drink, get a bit of history, but don't hit people over the head with it. And I did a couple tours and people were like, so tell me about the history. And I would be like, let's get back to the important
Have you tried
stuff.
the chocolate stout?
Oh, yeah. A little bit of that going on. It's like I can talk forever, but not on the same topic.
You did know a little bit of history though when we were walking through doing the photos.
Yeah. So what I do know, and ladies and gentlemen, as always, fact check me, please. You know I don't know what I'm talking about. And if you think I do, then please just like check it out. But I do understand that this was one of the first economic hotspots in Toronto, and it was just a grist mill. Like they were just grinding grist or things into grist. What is grist? It's the wheat. They're like grinding up a plant.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Honestly, this is the first time I'm hearing this word. Grist.
Well,
yeah, I have no idea.
Well, they had a grindstone and they had some kind of like a windmill.
Okay.
And so I guess that we were looking at the grindstone. They still have what I guess is the grindstone just on display here.
Yeah.
And then they grew it and this became like the largest distillery in the British Empire. This was like a massive production point. Canadian Club whiskey was like coming out of here.
That's crazy.
It was just a huge facility, and it was like a major focal point for Toronto jobs as people were working here. And then I guess, oh man, I got to stop talking about directions on the podcast. North of here?
Yeah. Well, this
north
is super
of here
south.
Is Corktown, right? Yeah. Super south. Like the water's like right there.
Any other direction except north, we're pretty much in the water.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're not in Lake Ontario yet. I might be on the way home. You guys don't. I don't know where I'm going at any point. But I gather that a lot of the it was like huge for jobs because people would come and work in the distillery, and then it was huge for industry because Corktown was full of bars, so people would work in the bars there.
Brilliant.
And it was this whole ecosystem. And I guess at one point during the war, they switched over from making booze into making explosives as well.
No way.
Yeah. I'm not entirely. I'm always interested, like how this would have worked in the era of Prohibition.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to think about Prohibition. Prohibition was 101 years ago. It would have started 101 years ago from, I think it was 1920.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Started in America.
Yeah, 20 to 24, I think.
Yeah, and it's so funny because we like look at prohibition of alcohol and we're like, okay, that didn't work at all. And we look at the prohibition of drugs and we're like, okay, that didn't work at all. And then now we're like, let's slap a bunch of laws down where people will not be allowed to see each other. And at this time, it's going to work.
Totally.
This is the one for sure. They're going to obey the rules.
Yeah, it doesn't.
COVID is over.
It has to be like a gentle increase, like even with seatbelts, because that's the one big argument. Is they're like, well, you wear a seatbelt, right? And that's for safety. And I first of all, I'm totally like pro-mask and everything like that, obviously. But like,
are you anti-seatbelt, Ryan?
No.
Well, are you an anti-seatbelter?
You know what? Sometimes I go to the grocery store and it's literally down the street just because I don't want to carry the groceries, and I'm like,
monster!
Do I need a seatbelt?
This is a public podcast. Think about the children listening to this podcast.
Well, I think the children should put a seatbelt on, but I think once you're an adult, if you don't want to, like, don't.
How dare you?
No, I'm definitely pro seatbelt. But I'm just saying that like
now
they
you
eased
are.
it in. You know what I mean? Like all the classic cars, they were like, okay, if it's like grandfathered. You know what I mean? If you don't have seatbelts, it's fine. But the new ones, we should probably hook those up.
When I was doing driver's ed like 16 years ago, whatever that was now. Apparently, the common answer to the not why don't you want to wear a seatbelt is men think that they're strong enough to just like withstand an accident.
That is such a man answer. Bullshit.
It's
answer.
like, well, I lift weights. Like I work on the farm or like whatever it is, right? I'm tough. Like I've been in street fights. It's like if I get in an accident, I won't be ejected from the car because I'm strong.
I'll just hold on to my steering wheel that isn't attached to the car anymore.
Why didn't anyone else think of this? Duh.
That's so stupid. That reminds me. I mean, it's not my content. It's obviously. I can't remember who it was though. I think it's Ron White. He tells a joke about some guy that was standing, strapped himself to a pole during a hurricane because he thought he was fit enough to withstand it. And he was just like, dude, it's not that the wind is blowing. It's what the wind is blowing. Like. If you get hit with a Volvo, it doesn't matter how many sit-ups you did that morning, man. Like, just get with it. Yeah. Idiots. Men are stupid, man.
Yeah, sometimes the dudes will get a little crazy. The girls will get crazy too, and just in a different way. But I think that my muscles will protect me. Definitely trend in the direction of the men.
Totally, just idiots. Me and Christine came here during the Christmas market once.
Oh, how was that?
It started great. We get here. It was like when we first started dating. We come down here, and I'd never been before. She'd never been before. So we're walking around, checking everything out. We get like a cider and a mulled wine, and checking out the displays. Obviously, like super packed. All the restaurants are totally full.
Yeah, mobbed.
And we are. So we go through this line because we're like, oh, let's go get like a sausage, like a sausage on a bun, right? So we go get a sausage on a bun, and we go to this like communal condiments area. And we're spreading our condiments on and stuff like that. And whatever, it's great. And we take a picture with the heart, obviously, like you have to do. And then we're walking around and my stomach is getting like super sour, man. Like it is like a code brown. There's a rumble in the tumble.
There's a big, large.
Oh, big, large brewing. And I'm working around and I'm like getting sweaty, like those like hot flashes. And you're just like, oh God, like and you can't concentrate. Like she's like trying to make conversation. She was like, so, and I was just like, yeah, like just not answering anything, just blinded by this like gravity in my butthole. Just got super heavy. And so we go right to shit, eh? We just talk about poop,
dude. If you tuned into episode 1 and you heard us talk about how potty humor is human humor, and you thought that was a one-off. That's on you.
No, we're proving it now.
This is it.
Yeah.
This is the show.
This is it. So we're walking around and I was like, let's go find somewhere to sit down. Like I need to sit down. I'm not feeling that great. And she was like, oh yeah, okay, sure, no problem. She's playing it cool the whole time. And we go into this restaurant and this person comes over and they're like, oh, you can't sit here. And we're like, this is an open table. And they were like, yeah, but there's a line. You went in the exit. And we're like, oh God. So I'm just like, I need to go to the bathroom. So we find the public washrooms. We go in. I'm like, I'll just be in a second. And she was like, okay, yeah, I'm just going in too. I'll just be a second. And then I go in. I'm in there for probably 15 minutes. Like, it's not cool. And I'm just like, oh no, this like pretty girl I'm dating is like going to think I'm a monster because like no one poos, right? And so I go in and then I come back out and it's like, she's gone. And I was like, oh, did she ditch me? You know what I mean? So I text her.
You've broken up now.
Yeah, totally. She was like, I didn't realize you pooed. And so this is obviously over. And she comes back out like 5 minutes later out of the bathroom. And I'm like, did you just get out? And she was like, yeah, I'm not feeling very good. And I'm like, me too. Like, and we had this super bonding moment. I was like, you're not feeling good. She was like, I think it was the mustard. Like, so because we tried all these different hot mustards, we also bought jars to send to our family. And we were like, should we give them this mustard? But it was probably the communal mustard that did it.
Yeah, you said, like, you were telling that story and you said the word communal condiments. And in the age of COVID, I literally shuddered. I think,
yeah.
I'm going to have to go back and buff out me going, when you said that, because it's like, oh my God, uncovered food that people are breathing on? Are you joking?
Yeah, there's all that stuff that we used to do that is now just disgusting. Like hot dog carts. Like people just put their hands right in the olives and throw them in there. Like, like that is nasty. The one I heard that was really gross was bowling. How you would go bowling.
Don't ruin bowling for me.
Dude,
This is all we have.
You would go bowling. You'd stick your fingers in those 3 little holes. Then you go back to your table. You eat your nachos and your wings and suck the sauce off your fingers. And then just stick them right back in the holes and keep going. How many fingers have been in those holes, Fletch?
3 little holes.
3 big fingers.
That's what I live for that
day. Oh, there's the. Oh no, that's like it's a cop.
Yeah, so
it's not a parking person. It's just a cop. Don't worry.
In the interest of full disclosure, last time we paid for parking. This time we paid for an hour of parking during our photo shoot, but we're trying to get away in this green pea lot without paying.
Yeah.
And we did this the dangerous way. We parked in front of 3 cop cars.
But it's almost like, when it's right in front of you, maybe you don't notice it as much.
Maybe. I
Like,
mean,
we're so confident just by sitting here. Like, they must think, like, there's no way these guys would pull up, park right in front of us, literally camp out and, like, get settled.
Yeah.
And without paying.
Yeah.
So they're probably not even checking our plates.
No, for sure. They're trying to figure out, like, how to sell these drugs that they just confiscated. So, like, they got bigger fish to fry.
Totally.
That was a joke, officer. Please don't, like, come and arrest me.
Guys, what am I supposed to do with this pound of heroin?
Sell it, duh.
Sell it, obviously.
It's like so many junkies.
Pay
Like,
off
come
your
on.
house. You only make $30,000 a year.
Okay, they're like, you can't sell it to the junkies. The junkies don't have the money. You got to find the rich people. That's why they're in the distillery district.
Yeah,
They're looking for
totally.
the rich, bougie people that are trying to do their heroin
Yep.
in their glass houses with their wine.
Here's your coffee from Balzac's. That'll be $49 with a big wink. And they get a
thank
big
you,
Little
sir.
baggie of Coke with their coffee.
Yeah, I don't understand why mommy keeps falling asleep at the dinner table.
Oh, this got dark.
No, just kidding. Rich people don't do drugs. They're definitely not the problem.
No,
Okay.
for sure. Yeah.
Oh, we would never say anything offensive about rich people. Speaking of
No.
which, hopefully by now our Patreon is live. And you might have noticed that on our Patreon we have a tier called the 1%, where you can pay us $1 million a month because you are a member of the 1% and you think Ryan and I should be too. So if you have that kind of money and you're not offended by the joke that I just said, please subscribe to our Patreon.
Yeah, if you're the 1%, prove it.
Put your money where your mouth is.
Totally. To us, so I can pay off my debt.
Yeah, like, let's do it. Come on, people. It's COVID. You know what? If it's been COVID and you've been getting steadily richer and your name is Jeff Bezos, you should be donating as a patron to Segues podcast.
Yeah,
Let's
he's
be
made
real.
like $50 billion off of COVID.
Dude, that guy is killing it. Those billionaire oligarchs really don't seem to be hurting. I don't know what that's about.
And I hate it too. I'm like, man, he's so rich. I gotta and like while I'm shopping on Amazon, like putting things into my cart, I'm like, that guy, I just can't stand him.
Oh, yeah. It's like we should definitely stop buying all that cheap stuff, but it seems to be the only thing open because we closed all the small businesses. Oh. Anyway, I don't mean to get political on this podcast.
Whoa.
Pump the brakes. I'm just trying to let my actions be subversive.
Yeah, Rob Ford definitely unsubscribed to us just now.
Rob Ford is not tuning into this podcast.
Or, no, Rob Ford is dead.
Rob Ford is long
Speaking
dead.
of rich people who do drugs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we knew about Rob, wondering about Doug based on some of his decisions, but
Totally. My brother left all these drugs behind, so.
guess we got to smoke them.
Oh,
Oh my God, dude.
what's going on over there?
We are getting way too close to the truth. Last time, the government tried to cut your brakes. This time, we started joking about rich people, and the pod deck is literally jumping off my dash.
Oh, we're going to die.
Illuminati.
Don't start the car. We're going to blow up.
Oh, jeez. All right. Well, I'm going to fidget with it because I can't keep catching it.
No, yeah, fidget away.
Okay. All right.
I got lots of slack over here, so just.
Okay. All right. It's very strange. Something new. Ghosts, man. Ghosts. Okay. Before you roll that, doing a thing at home, and she just said she had to text me, so I just want to check it while we have a break.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, you got your mattress today.
Yeah, we did.
Nice.
Like
we got
what
our
we
mattress yesterday.
Nice. How is it?
It's good.
Too
It's-
soft?
No, man, it's a little too firm.
Oh, we had the opposite problem. We were like
Really?
sinking, so we're gonna.
Do you just want to switch?
I think ours might have cost more than yours.
Ours is free.
Yeah, we got a fancy one.
Did you get a really nice one?
We got a latex one. Yeah,
Whoa.
like one of those because it's like
real nice.
speaking of like small business and all that shit.
Yep.
It's like I just felt I'm making an event. I haven't paid for a single mattress in my life so far.
No way.
Right? Like I just I always get one for my parents or I like have
Oh,
it
yeah.
donated to me, like that type of thing. Anyway, my thought was like we were trying to like get something good, and I was like I want to make sure like the things that I spend money on, especially big purchases, as much as I can, I want them to align with my values. It was made in Canada. It there's nothing problematic about it. It costs more, but I have the room in my budget for it.
Yep.
And it's a small company during a hard time. Like we had a discount code, so we ended up saving some money on
that's
it,
good.
right? So it was like, it aligned, and we often, like, it's so easy when we're in our scarcity mindset to like not want to spend, like, to try and save yourself like $200 or whatever, or like more. In this case, it was more than that, but just try and cut your corners.
Yeah.
But it's like, if I get a good mattress, I have it for 20 years.
For sure.
Hopefully. And there was like a warranty on it like that as well, and like a trial. There's just all these incentives. And I just thought, you know what? Like, if I'm going to have to pay this extra chunk of change, it's going to something like, I'm voting with my wallet. Like, in a democracy, I have to vote with my wallet.
Totally.
In a time like this, I have to vote with my wallet. Like, I could go to the big box and get the cheapest one that's made out of God knows what, or I could get the one that I know, like, it's certified, I know where it came from. It's like going right into the pockets of the people that are selling it. It's Canadian made.
Yep.
It's like, so much of why we're so fucked right now is because we're not buying our shit that's produced in Canada, or we're not producing shit in Canada.
Yeah.
And the States are the same way. Like, we're bitching about Amazon, but it comes down to it is like, we'd rather import it from China or Bangladesh, where we can have children or slaves or fucking serfs make it for us for cheap, so we can keep it cheap here.
Yeah.
We'd rather put it on the plane. So, like, we're taking advantage of these nations and this opportunity, and we've been doing it since the 90s. Thank you, Bill Clinton. And it just is what it is. So in this one instance, it's a 20-year investment. When I break it down into those small chunks, it's really not that big of an investment.
Totally. Yeah, mattresses, like shoes, things that are also like things that are going to help your body too, right? Like, you don't want to like sleep on a shitty mattress forever, because that's just going to fuck you up.
That's a third of your life.
Same with shoes. Like, when I'm working at the bar, like, I'm on my feet for like 12 hours at a time. Like, literally don't sit down for 12 hours. So, you have good work shoes and good support so that you're not screwing your body over.
Yep. I understand that if you're in a really tough spot, you have to get what you can get. But if the abundance train is rolling for you and you can make it work, right?
Yeah.
Like, when it comes time to buy tech, people don't cheap out. They'll be like, I'll just get the new iPhone.
Totally.
It's like $8,000
Yeah.
or whatever. They're like, I'll just get it. They'll use it for like 2 years, maybe.
Yeah.
Right? Some people longer, but the cycle's so fast with tech that it's not usually. Like, same thing, televisions, cars.
Yeah.
Like, people just go nuts. It's like, well, get the thing that's functional, pay a bit more, keep yourself well. Same thing with food.
Yep.
Right? Like, we cut all the stuff we said about food last time. But
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah.
But, like, at the end of the day, like, we're both living in paradigms where we're like, okay, let's make sure that we're like valuing food. Like, there's a level of value and like thought that goes into that process. Like, neither of us are participating to the full extent in the standard American diet, at least on a daily basis.
Yeah.
It's like, that's so important. Like, you're worth it.
Yeah.
You know, like,
exactly.
And I've been poor for a long time, and I've had like I've had a really good couple years with teaching. I've like lost a lot of brain cells in the process doing it, but I've been able to, pay my bills and then have enough left over that I can like last night I bought 2 ribeye steaks at a premium from the grocery store, and I had those for dinner, and it was like I didn't get the nervous sweats, whereas I remember coming back from China when I was unemployed, and I'd go and I'd want to buy something, and I'd be like, it's $30, and I would literally start sweating in the grocery store, where I'm like, can I afford this?
You gotta go take a walk through the frozen section for a second.
Seriously.
Cool down.
Like, that level of panic coming in. So, like, when you're in that situation, I totally empathize. I empathize with anyone going through that. Like, I hope that, things start to trend in the right direction for you, or things work out. But when you can afford, like, so much of us are so privileged in Canada, and so many of us can afford to do the right thing with our dollar.
Yeah.
But,
it's like what we choose to spend it on, right?
That's right. Like this Candy Crush subscription, or like this whatever. Like, there's something petty. Like, it's so easy.
Listen, I'm on level 1100 right now, so
Are you
don't
really?
at me.
Oh my god.
No, I'm not. I haven't played Candy Crush in a really long time.
I don't even know if Candy Crush has like a buyable option.
I'm sure they do, because you only get a certain amount of lives, and there's like ads.
Okay. I'm trusting you. I don't know anything about
like when
video
YouTube
games.
first came out with the ads, and you're like, I can't get this free content without watching a 30-second ad. This is bullshit. But I mean, I still get angry.
YouTube ads have been insufferable. We were watching, like, we just watched the Britney Spears documentary, and we watched the Paris Hilton documentary. That was a YouTube documentary. We started watching it.
No way.
And YouTube was like, this is our premium content. But they didn't even have the fucking self-dignity to put the ads during natural breaks in the show.
Oh, I hate that.
It's like, you guys produced this.
Yeah.
Just fucking put the ad where it's supposed to go.
like a normal commercial
She's
in a TV
in the
show.
middle of a sentence that is like a plot-bearing sentence. What are you doing? This is your thing. Like, take some pride in your fucking work. I'm really mad
They're
today.
just dollars and cents.
Woo!
Yeah, we are a little
I'm getting,
hostile.
like, really heated. Dang, let's play this game.
Oh shit, I'm scared, but I'm kind of excited
All
too.
right,
This
whoa.
is some good energy.
Oh man, yeah. Everybody loves when I get pissed
I
off.
feed
don't
off
know what
this
that
shit. This is
All
awesome.
right.
Okay, this is gonna be good.
Now you know this is trouble.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, I'm gonna roll the dice. Here we go. Ready? J.
Jay, this is good. We're getting letters we haven't had.
J.
I wonder what our first repeat letter is going to be in this game.
Jaw.
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 Like as in your mouth?
Is there any other jaw?
I think that's the main.
Like
one.
I'm not like a southerner. Like, put the lemonade in that jaw. No, it's jaw. Jaw. Jaw, like a mandible.
Okay. Well, this is going to be the easiest grandma's birthday card ever.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Are we doing Grandma's birthday card? Getting right to it. All right. Okay, it's time for our first game. So I don't know if you grew up as white and basic as I did, but in our family, whenever it was Grandma's special day, we'd hand make a card for old Grandma and use each letter of her name to create a list of attributes we loved about her. Now, in our case, we're going to use the same thing, but we're going to use the word of the week. So naturally, we call this game Grandma's birthday card.
Do it.
Let's do it. 30
we go.
seconds on
On
the clock.
shoot?
Oh yeah.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Yes! But yeah, so I only have to do one word. Awesome.
You got A.
Yep.
Juice.
Adaptable.
We did it.
We did it. We did it starts with W.
Yeah. Well, the word was we, but then I just tagged on did it because then it seems like
We
it's part of
did
the
it.
show. All right, good. New record.
Done.
We didn't even have to time that
It's
one.
like 8 seconds.
That was definitely under a minute.
Oh yeah. I think we can.
I was thinking when I was listening back to the last one, I was like, maybe we should scale it by how long the word is, and we should like get a timer so it's like every 5 seconds one of us has to shout.
Oh, I like that. That's good.
I wonder if I can like hook that up into the audio in here or something like that. If we could get like a metronome that goes like, tick, tick,
yeah.
tick,
What are the different sounds again?
well, we have the welcome to Segues.
Oh yeah.
We have the. Are you tired of being in the distillery district?
Every ad just always starts with "Are you tired?"
I just really like that intro. I mean, we could do like a candid. Like, this is a podcast. I do feel bad about that. I feel like it should be like this. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I've been to the distillery district many times in my life, and I think it's a very, very important Toronto monument. I think that I don't know why I'm from Boston.
I'm like,
thinking
why?
I'm from Toronto.
Why is this New Yorkers so passionate about the distillery district in Toronto?
But I feel like we need to have like these long form. Maybe we can work that in a later episode. We could come up. We should get an idea, and then we should do a long ad and see how long.
Like
we
those
can keep
ones
it
that
going.
were the commercials for Family Feud. Like it's always like
Yeah.
adult college or adult adult education ads. They always have those
Everest
on Family
College.
Feud. Yeah, Everest College. That's always a big one. I remember running home during my lunch break in college and watching Family Feud, and all the commercials are about, I didn't know where I was going with my life either until I discovered graphic design, only at Everest College. Like shit like that.
You were running home for lunch at college?
Yeah.
To watch TV? Are you in grade school in college? I mean, college kind of is just like a return to grade school in a lot of ways, but now you
100%.
drink.
And there's no parents. You're just like, what?
Woo!
I'm supposed to make all my decisions? This is insane.
Home alone.
Who allowed me to accept this student loan? Like, I was 18 years old. Who said it was okay for me to take the... Like, I didn't agree to this. I wasn't even of age when I
legally
agreed.
you did agree to this. We just took advantage of your youth.
Like, I wasn't allowed to vote yet, but I was allowed to accept $30,000 from CIBC.
that you can't declare bankruptcy on. Woohoo!
I can? Or I can't?
No.
You know what? I heard
Sorry.
a cool
I
hat.
you guys should have
Oh,
seen
man,
Ryan's eyes there. He thought I
Oh,
said he
shit.
can. He was like, oh my God, yes!
Where were we?
We got Jaw.
Job.
We did Grandma's B-Day, and I guess we need a second word because we got to do the 6 degrees of conversation.
Yeah, let's
Whoa,
do it.
Ryan, wait. What did we forget? We were going through these,
Oh, yeah.
and
Bunch.
we forgot one of our segments.
What's that?
Do you know what it was?
No, what did we
Theme
forget?
song.
Oh, my God.
We can't
the theme.
not do the theme. I feel like we should start doing it at the beginning, but
Let's.
What kind of a style are we doing this week?
I'm thinking like, what if it's like a. Oh man, I wish we had a guitar.
I've been thinking like I really want like a grunge version of Segues.
Like. Yeah.
And then there's like a little tinkly part with like the guitar where it's like bing, 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 bing,
Totally
bing,
gets
bing,
quiet in the middle.
And then there's like a girl singer. She comes out. She's like, handsome for Segues, so love. I'm Courtney Love.
Totally.
Heroin and Kurt Cobain.
Segway.
Oh, now it's like that rap rock thing from the early 2000s where it was like, wake me up,
Oh,
the Segway
yeah.
Segway podcast, yeah.
Yeah. Evanescence. That was Evanescence,
Shh,
right?
I don't want to pay royalties.
Oh, yeah.
Shh, I'm gonna bleep that out.
Yeah,
don't,
get rid
don't
of
tell
that.
anyone
Get rid
about
of
that. That's it. You know, it makes sense that grunge like didn't stick around that long. It's like, man, they were going through it in the early 90s. Like, whoo!
Like, what happened? Like, why was that necessary?
They had hair metal in the 80s, and people were like, this is awful. And then Guns N' Roses happened,
Yeah.
and Guns N' Roses was like the biggest band in the world. And then Axl was like a douche, and their whole I'm gonna get heat for this because people love Guns N' Roses, and I always talk smack about Guns N' Roses.
You don't like Guns N' Roses?
I'm not a fan of Guns N' Roses. I think Axl's voice is very annoying, and I think his attitude is worse.
Oh yeah,
And
true.
I know that like probably for the time. Listen, this was before I was born, and probably for the time you heard Appetite for Destruction, you were like, "Wow, this is amazing." But like, it's what happened after Guns N' Roses was grunge rolled up, and everything got torn down.
Yeah.
And it didn't look anything like what it left. So it just made me feel. It makes me feel when I look at that historical period, like the world was like, enough of that.
Yeah, they were like, we need a sharp right turn away from this land because
Forever.
Like we need to get away from this. It is too because it was angry, but it was very very flashy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We want to go to the angry. We want to stay angry, but
Yeah.
we just want to be a little darker.
Yeah, dye our hair with Kool-Aid and like cry in,
Totally.
cry in the dark.
I'm gonna put sugar and egg whites in my hair and make it the strongest mohawk you've ever seen.
Seriously. Yeah, and it was like funny because after Cobain died, like grunge, like kind of disappeared, and then the boy band like whole pop thing started, and it was like, you look at that like weird fever dream
Oh yeah.
in the West with grunge, you go like, what was going on with you guys? Like, wow.
I don't know, but I that was a bit before my. I'm bourbon. Sorry. Oh man, Ultra Paradise is giving me a hard time. No, I was a bit before grunge. Like my sisters were older than I am, or still are older than I am.
They've continued to be older than me.
Yeah. We all aged together, and so they were really into that. But I never got into it. Like I really started like buying my own music and getting interested in my own music when, it was like 1999. So it was like all Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, 98 Degrees.
And then like the rock thing was like Our Lady Peace was really big. They had like won more Much Music Video Awards than anyone else. I was like obsessed with Our Lady Peace.
Yeah.
And then that obviously led me to Nickelback.
Oh, you love Nickelback?
I don't love Nickelback, but they were one of my first albums. Like I remember when
It's
you would
Canadian
download
staple.
music. Canadian staple for sure. Nickelback, listen, if you guys have a problem with this, you guys have taken so much heat. I feel bad. If you want to come on this podcast, this is a standing invitation. If Chad Kroger feels like coming on Segues Pod to play the 6 Degrees of Conversation with Ryan and I will hype up Nickelback forever, and I will take back every bad thing I ever said. So let me just put that out there to the world first and foremost. Okay, but second of all, somebody came over in the age of downloading, and they were like, check out this band. This guy's like a sick voice. And I was like, oh, yeah, what's this band called? They were like, Nickelback. I was like, that name is so sick. And then he played me like, this is how you remind me. And I heard Chad Kroger's voice for the first time, and I was like, this is the sickest thing my mind has ever seen. My this is the sickest thing my mind has ever seen. That was what happened in my little like
You just
9-year-old
exploded
brain.
inside.
It was just like, what is this? Like, how could somebody sing like that? I probably had like the little boy voice at the time, and he just
Totally.
had like this like rough baritone. I was like, that's so sick.
Yeah.
And then he looked like curly haired like blonde Jesus in those days.
He
was
did
like
the
always
goatee.
wet.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I was just like, what is this music? This is so edgy.
He just went
for
right
me.
from the shower to the film studio.
Yeah, I'm in grade school. Like, I don't know what edgy is. This
Totally.
is amazing. And yeah, and so I can't remember if I bought it or somebody gave me a copy of that record, Silver Side Up. And then one day Much Music had the like Hot or Not, and they were like, Nickelback is not hot, and then it was over for Nickelback, and then they became the Punchline. And
It
that
really was
it.
just one day all of a sudden.
It was
And like
one
what did they
day.
do? Like all they ever did was just write music they thought was good, and it did sell.
Definitely
And they became
sold.
really popular.
Definitely sold.
And then all of a sudden we were just like, no, you guys suck now, and it just forever and always. You'll
We've
just
had
always suck now.
enough. Well, you know, those first couple records were pretty interesting, but I think once they did Photograph, they couldn't put the genie back in the bottle because
That
now
was-
they were like definitively a pop band.
Yeah,
like,
that
I know
was
they
tough.
were pop rock before, but then look at this photograph. Every time I do it, makes me laugh.
Yeah.
It's like that wasn't going away now.
It was a little too it was a little too poppy because they lost what made them them.
I mean, we can only assume we don't. Nickelback again,
Based off of the zero things I know about them.
If you're listening to this, first of all, congratulations. Second of all, the offer stands. Ryan and I would love to have. Well, we have 2 more spots. We can have up to 2 members of Nickelback. Pick the best 2.
Yeah.
Don't
Chad,
don't-
if you're available, that'd be preferable.
Ideally, Chad is one of the 2. We'll leave it up to you guys. You guys can play rock paper scissors, figure out who the other one's gonna be. But yeah, we have 2 spaces. We have we have 1 space for Chad Kroger, and then we have 1 space for
like you could bring your dog. I think that would be cool.
Oh, that would be good. The Nickel Dog.
The yeah, Nickelbark. Yeah.
All right, should we pick your second
Let's
word?
go to our second word. Oh wait,
This
no,
is
I
the
gotta
best show ever.
I gotta roll
love
it.
This
I
show.
gotta roll it.
I
Okay.
look forward to listening
I
to
also
this show
feel bad
5
that
times.
you never get to roll this. I feel bad.
Well, you never get to push the buttons, so we're even.
Yeah, we are
until
even.
until we can be united past these planes of glass, Ryan.
If you could see us right now, we're doing like the Titanic thing where
Yeah.
she
Or like when
getting all
you're in
steamy.
prison and you're now my fingerprints are all over my glass. Great.
totally where it's some side connection. Okay, here we go. No, that sucks. They point up. L is the second word. It's definitely the second word. Lifestyle.
Lifestyle.
Lifestyle. So
Okay,
we're starting
getting
with
from
jaw, and we're going to
on
lifestyle.
to lifestyle. All right, should we do rock paper scissors?
Let's shoot.
rock paper.
Wait,
scissors.
hold on. Hold on. I wasn't in sync. I almost need a 5, 6, 7, 8 before the count in. I need a count in before the count in.
A 5, 6, 7, 8.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Yes, rock.
Oh man! I finally lost one.
Yeah, I won. This is the end of the episode. Okay, theme music now.
All right, folks, that's the end of this week's episode. We really hope that you enjoyed yourselves. We really, really hope that because we had a great time. We hope you look forward to wasting some more time with us next week. Until then, the best way you can show us your love is by rating and subscribing to our pod wherever you listen to podcasts.
You can also follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Segues Pod, or check out our Facebook page, Segues Podcast. Or if you want to reach out further, shoot us an email at seguespod@gmail.com to tell us what you liked, what you didn't like, and if you have any words or topic requests for future episodes. Until we get together again, stay safe and keep the conversation flowing.
That was great.
Okay, let me get one more. Yeah, so same, but you said it was totally different. I was like, yeah, it's the same thing. No, it's literally totally different.
Yeah.
This is how I converse. People, take notes.